What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mike on the Mic, Boston Sports Talk with your host, Mike Molyneux. First episode of 2013, and expecting many more to come this year. Expect a lot more from Mike on the Mic in 2013. I'm saying for the last couple of days now, I'm going to go in on the Celtics. And, you see me smiling right now, but I'm highly upset with the Celtics team, their play over the last couple of games, especially the last couple of games. And I got so much to say about the Celtics, and I'm about to go in right now. First and foremost, let me say, Celtics are my team. I'm going to roll with them forever. Ride and die Celtics fan. As you can see, I got on the shirt, I am a Celtic. This is my team. But some things, like a true fan that I am, some things have to be said about this team. First and foremost, I'm gonna just put it out there, say point blank, the Celtics suck. It's clear for everybody to see, whether you're a fan or you're not a fan of the Celtics, that they suck and they're not playing well at all. I mean, that's the obvious thing that anybody can notice. This team was put together in the off season, and many people were saying, oh, they're so deep, they could definitely contend with the Heat, once we reach them in the Eastern Conference Final again. Let me reiterate that. Once we reach them in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was the idea that everybody had with the Celtics team that Danny Ainge put together in the offseason. If you watched all their games throughout the year so far, throughout the season so far, you could obviously see that the Celtics have a lot of problems. And it's sad to say, it's with the guys that was brought into the team that were expected to make a major change. You have Jeff Green, who I think, basically is Marquise Daniels all over again on the Celtics. If you watch Marquise Daniels the last couple of years he's played with the Celtics, you could clearly see, he was a slow player. They didn't play with much emotion. Didn't have really. His speed was always slow motion. He just was so laid back. Everybody liked him. Everybody felt bad that time he got injured. It really messed up his neck. But when it came down to his style of play, he was a soft player. Marquise Daniels was soft with the Celtics, and Jeff Green is no damn different. Sure, he has a couple of explosive dunks. He wants to drive down the lane, get these high layups and big time dunks, but we get splashes of that here and there. The fact of the matter is, he doesn't play with that same intensity every game. It's very inconsistent, highly inconsistent, from a guy who, once again in the offseason, people were saying, oh, he's going to be a 6th man of the year candidate, expecting big things from him coming off the bench, to back up Pierce in heavy minutes. Jeff Green isn't doing a damn thing. That's one guy. I can get in about the whole team. Then you got Jason Terry, who, I was one of the people who said once when the Celtics signed him, yeah, he could be better than Ray Allen. He can take guys off the dribble. Maybe hit him with a little crossover move, get to the basket for a layup. He could definitely shoot the 3 ball. We've seen that with Dallas. Jason Terry, another guy inconsistent off the Celtics bench. These two guys, Jason Terry and Jeff Green, are who we expected to carry the Celtics bench, for the year, and lead us back to where we expect to be come May and June. But the way they're playing right now, they're going to lead us to not making the playoffs, pretty much. These guys can't go a game where they look explosive, knocking down shots here and there, attacking the basket, and then go next game where they're not doing absolutely nothing, missing all their shots. That inconsistency is not gonna cut it around these parts. Those are the main guys, and then you got Paul Pierce, KG, and Rondo. Rondo, we've seen, his game has stepped up a little bit. Assist streak, he's scoring a little bit more, but the same outcome happens with every game so far this season. Celtics win here, lose there. Win 2, lose 2. Win 1, lose 2. Win 3, lose 2 in a row. It's just been happening over and over again. And You would hope Rondo being the star of this team, the team is Rondo's team now, would really carry the load and maybe be a big contributor to them turning it around. But he's not leading to doing anything. He can have as much assists as he want. You have 11, 10, 12 assists a game, and they're still losing. Then you got KG and Paul Pierce, who are clearly the vets on the team, but you can't expect these guys to carry the load offensively every single night. Paul Pierce, 35 years old. KG, 36 years old. Sure, these guys are all-stars, Hall of Famers, but they can't be counted on to carry an NBA team 82 games in a season. We were hoping that the people we picked up off the bench, Courtney Lee, everybody, Jeff Green, Jason Terry, were going to be the ones to do that, and it's not happening, point blank. A couple of people that I will say are actually, balling for the Celtics is Courtney Lee. He started off the season kind of rough, missing some shots. His game was looking real rocky in the beginning of the season. But as you can see over the last couple of games, he's really kind of settling in and figuring out his role with the team. He's a great defensive player. I would love seeing him and Avery Bradley in at the same time. That's great defenses against opposing teams, point guard and shooting guard, possibly. And he's playing a little more aggressive now. I've seen him attack the basket much more than he was doing. Instead, really settling for the corner three-pointers. He's a great mid-range shooter. And yeah, he can still hit the three ball, but he's really stepped up his game. And then you also have Jared Sullinger, the rookie, who I feel, in my eyes, should be starting. I think Jared Sullinger should start. He showed consistency every time that he gets the minutes to be on the court. He definitely should play over Brandon Bass, who declined horrendously since last year. Those shots that Bass used to took, spot up mid-range, baseline, he's not knocking them down anymore with the same confidence he had last year. When Brandon Bass used to hit these shots last year, we're talking nothing but net splash right through the hoop, not touching any of the rim. This year, things are short, wide, back rimming. I've seen him airball a couple times. I don't know what happened to this guy. And then he's just being exposed for being the one-dimensional player that he is. He doesn't really have any post moves. He can't really back a guy down. He'll try to maybe dribble past you and maybe jump up to get the two-handed dunk, but that's it. His major game is maybe setting a pick and posting up for that pick and pop jump shot. And that's not what the Celtics need at the moment, because you already got the main big man, KG, doing that. He's not a post player anymore. But you got to give it to him because he's knocking down these mid-range shots. So you can't really get on KG too much because his shots are falling. Brandon Bass not doing a damn thing, which is why I feel Jared Sullinger should get the minutes. Like, come on, Doc. Don't you have any brain? You got to see it. You got to see it, Doc. Then you get to Jason Collins in the starting lineup. Jason Collins in the starting lineup. Let me tell y'all. I've watched the last couple of games. Jason Collins has played the first 5-6 minutes of the game, and he's out, never to be seen again for the next 3 quarters. Tell me, I'm not a GM, I'm not a coach, I don't own a team, but what sense does it make to start a guy, and play him for maybe 5-6 minutes, and put him on the bench for the rest of the game? If I'm crazy, send me a message or something, let me know. But what sense does that make to me to do that? I can clearly see that Jason Collins is not a main contributor to this team, and he shouldn't be. Sure, you can use him in games, late fouls, big body, give away fouls on LeBron James or anybody who wants to drive. Sure, use him for that. Jason Collins should not be holding down any starting position in the NBA for any team. He shouldn't even be started for the Bobcats. Like, come on. Jason Collins sucks. Now, off the bench, garbage minutes, sure. Want to waste some fouls? Sure. Don't waste them. If we're trying to be a contending team in the East, don't waste those 5 minutes on Jason Collins. It doesn't make any sense. I say you put Sullinger in the lineup and stick with Garnett, Sullinger, Pierce, Courtney Lee, or Avery Bradley. Probably definitely Avery Bradley. And Rondo. That should be a starting lineup. You know, you got Avery Bradley back. He's going to be back tomorrow, starting against the Grizzlies. So that should be a starting lineup. Have Bass come off the bench. You know, hopefully you can get Chris Wilcox back and work around that. Not worry about seeing Jason Collins again. You know, you got guys on the Celtics who are playing great. Some guys are not. But when it comes down to it, as a cohesive effort, the Celtics suck. Plain and simple as that. And they're not a contending team. You watch these last 3 games, you got the Clippers, you got the Kings, and then you got, who's the other team that just blowed them out? The Kings and whoever the other third team was that just blew them out by 20 points. Back-to-back 20-point losses. Back-to-back-to-back 20-point losses. Unacceptable. You know, you got the Clippers. Oh, the Warriors. That's who it was. You got the Clippers, who are an elite team. Celtics get blown up by 20. You got the Golden State Warriors, an up-and-coming team, you know, trying to make a splash in the Western Conference. You get blown out by 20. Then you got the Kings, what, the bottomless pits of the NBA, and you get blown out by 20. Who the hell can the Celtics beat? If you can't beat, you know, those are the 3 categories of teams in the NBA. If you can't beat any of those 3, who the hell can you beat in the NBA? Please tell me. I don't know. Celtics have a clear problem. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, let's make a trade. Like, how about the Celtics make a trade? DeMarcus Cousins, maybe Anderson Varejao. You know, who knows what could happen? A change definitely needs to happen. A lot of people are banking on, oh, Avery Bradley come back, defensive stopper, shut other teams down. Avery Bradley's only guarding one person, and that's the shooting guard or possibly the point guard. He's not going to shut down other people. The Celtics are a horrible defensive team. They've completely went in the reverse direction of their team mentality when it comes to defense. This team, over the last 5 years, was known for shutting teams down, holding teams to less than 90 points a game. The Kings dropped almost 120 points on the Celtics. The Kings almost dropped 120 points in 4 quarters. No overtime. 4 quarters, almost 120 points. Where's the defense at? I've seen plenty of teams slash to the basket, easy layups, open shots. Like, come on. Jason Terry, his defense got exposed with the Celtics. He's a horrible defender. I've been saying it all along. Rondo's on-ball defense, horrible. He plays the passing lanes well. He has long arms, long fingers, able to get steals and stuff like that. But on the ball, I've seen plenty of guys go right past Rondo. They're lucky that in that Christmas game that Deron Williams was playing horrible and he's semi-injured, or he probably would have been crossing up and being right by Rondo as well. Celtics have some major problems, and you know, I can't control the team. I can only sit here and speak my mind and say how I feel. But if the play continues, you know that major changes are going to happen. All-Star break coming up next month. Trade deadline. We're gonna see what's happening. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Because I'll tell you one thing: if people are really comparing this season to last season and expect the Celtics to make a run at the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat again, you must be out of your damn mind, point blank. The way the Celtics are playing, I mean, luckily the Eastern Conference sucks, so they maybe get 8-7 seed. But I tell you one thing, they ain't gonna make it out the first round or second round, because you can't hang with teams and give it up 100+ points a night. Come on. I had to get all this off my chest, and I'm happy I finally did. Now, moving on to the Celtics, little brighter note. Congratulations to the Pats. Get the 2nd seed, first round bye. And I'm expecting a deep run with them this year in the playoffs again. And hopefully another run at the Super Bowl for the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. saying that made me feel much better. Thanks for watching another episode on Mike on the Mic, Boston Sports Talk. Expecting a lot of big things this year. A couple of shout outs before I go. Shout out to Exhibit Zero at Bridgewater State University. Art Hip Hop at Bridgewater State as well. Look for big things from those guys coming up. Follow me on Twitter at MNBostonSports, and also like my Facebook page, and continue to spread the word. Like, share, spread my videos out. Let a lot of people hear what I have to say. And just thanks for watching another episode. Mike on the Mic, Boston Sports Talk.